हरे कृष्ण। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. So yesterday we were discussing about relationship. So here it's a very important point that when it comes to relationship, when our actions we are performing, we generally see our intention, and when we see the actions of others, we see their actions only. We don't see the intention. So we cannot understand the intention. That's the main thing. So what happens is it's easy to forgive ourselves because we always generally everybody commits mistakes. So when we commit mistakes, we forgive. But for others, it is difficult for us to forgive. The main reason is that we don't see the intention. So that's the one thing. Spiritual relationship are uh, not in vain compared to family ones. Like ordinary relationship cannot be broken in family. So ordinary relationship, no, they do not have obligations. Like today they are there, tomorrow they are not there. Today I like someone, tomorrow I don't like someone. So family relationship are completely different in nature. In a family, relationship cannot be broken at a whims on their own, right? So like whether I want it or not, they say that I have to live. This is a kind of obligatory relationship, or the fact that so this is actually completely obligatory relationship. So the fact that this relationship impose certain obligation on us, and is actually very important because what happens, it sets us a different way to live. It lets us to grow. So any uh, relationship, especially a mandatory relationship, is a way to grow. Optional relationships do not teach us much. Like today I have the relationship, today I don't have. So I like a person, I'll communicate with him. I feel bad with the person, I'll not communicate with him. This kind of consolidations are actually capricious in nature. So actually what happens is when we grow, we have this, we hide our capricious nature a little bit. Like we remain capricious children when we are small. I'll say that, oh, I like something, no, I like something, I don't like something. And if you don't like somebody, you say, don't play with my dolls, don't play with me. So when we grow also, so, no, so we have the same tendency. So don't come to my area. So here, when we see Prithu Maharaj and Indira, of course, it's a very high level, but still there is a childish tendency that this is mine and this is not mine. So this is actually very wrong. So when we are uh, so when we are uh, having a problem, so immediately uh, we try to uh, compromise, and but when it comes to family relationships, then we don't have options only. We cannot break. So and of course people are trying to break now. That is a different case. But previously it was like that. So people used to uh, grow properly because of this relationship. Like what happens is in society also there are relationships that oblige. This is what Krishna arranged. Krishna said that there must be necessarily be a relationship that impose on us some kind of great responsibility. if this relationship does not exist, we will never grow, never move from the stage of a child to some deeper stage. Spiritual relationship help us to grow spiritually, right? So we need to understand that because the commitment that I make when entering into relationship, especially spiritual relation, help me ultimately grow spiritually. So the meaning of this relationship is that they are forever, and I need to do something with this, and I need to understand how to configure myself. Like spiritual relationship helps realistically or in general relations in which a person assumes some obligations, they help us me resume some remove some envy from the heart. So first thing, uh, understand it removes envy because you cannot break the relation. And now what happens? Important thing, because our biggest problem is envy, we must get rid of it. To get rid of envy uh, by any means. So all that must be done is to uh, like this is it gives actually we have a different attitude so that all this relationship brings satisfaction. So second thing happens because there is no insecurity. If a relationship breaks, there is insecurity. Nowadays, why there is marriages are becoming very insecure because there is an option of breaking. Previously, it was not like that. Previously, there was no option for breaking. Now, there is an option of breaking. That's why it becomes insecure. So, if it is no question of breaking, there is no envy only. If there is no envy, then no, I have to like my mother will not become envious of me. I will not become envious of my mother because we know this won't work. I have to adjust and to cooperate and more things we can see actually. It's very important. And there is satisfaction also. I must try to help him somehow. So this is what we have. We'll have a different attitude. So we need to understand very well that we are one family, that we cannot expel anyone. This is also another thing. Like if in an organization people are expelled, that is like really. But when it comes to relationship, even if he is expelled, like sometimes we tell some devotees, no, you are not supposed to come to temple because of some reasons, like you might have done something. But personally, relation should be maintained. So because this is very important. In no case can one see a fixed form. Please try to understand that there is an always change in a person. That's why he's a dynamic. He's not just uh, a same person all the time. So we have to he want to see that there is a different person all like to relationship and I have no other goal that I want to be a servant. So this is also another great difficulty. So at the same time, like so Another important thing is relationship always do not bring joy. They bring pain also. So that, and sometimes it is very disappointing, and that's the reason there should be some maturity also, that I should feel the need of relationship, which is also not easy. After we grow to certain uh, uh, maturity in spiritual life, then we realize, yes, I need relationship to grow. I have, I was like that. I was like not so much into relationship, but some devotees they force. They come again and again. They talk. They try to develop relationship. So slowly, slowly, no, I started understanding. Yes, it actually is needed. I was not very mature. I was like, anyway, my things are done. I don't need help. So it is easy to have superiors and juniors, but equals is actually very important. We'll come to that point. And the relation, no, it's not ready-made thing. Like you uh, you just deal in a very very mechanical way. It's always dynamic. So like if you go to a doctor, if you have some problem, he has a ready-made solution. Like if you go for a cough or a cold, they give some tablets. So, but in relationship, it's not like that. This is a very important understanding that it's a living person. That means we have to understand what is happening in them. Anyway, so many things I am trying to tell, but I wanted to make the point that how important it is. Like there are few more things, because relationship means that I treat a person as a living person, not as a function, not as a walking Maya with my recipes ready for everything. So uh, this is another thing. So that's why I was telling, we should not judge a person with actions. We judge ourselves with motives. Same thing we should do with others also. So relationship are always based on this work, uh, and it is very easy for everything. This is another important point, because uh, why relationship are difficult for us is because we want everything is lightness. So we want to everything easy. So this is one of the most characteristic sign of people in Kali Yuga. Manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hai. So people are lazy. Laziness is what is we don't want to work. That means we don't want to work on building relationship also. Uh, I am honestly admitting like that. So because it's actually a very superficial uh, state. So superficial, and so here the relationships, they are very difficult in that case, that we have to work, invest time, and go talk to them. I'll mind my business. Why I need something here there. I know. So this is a very difficult part, especially in Kali Yuga, and for me also. I am speaking so that I'll improve myself. So there are three forms of relationships. One is with elders, one is with juniors, and one is equals. So relationship with the equals is the most toughest, but it is most fruitful also. This is very important to understand, because when it comes to seniors, everything is simple, because naturally we pretend to be humble in front of seniors, and like I get opportunity some some seniors, so I know I am just had to I can remain humble in front of them very easily. And when it comes to uh, junior relationship, there we can show ourselves as omniscient and all-knowing, and we can give some. So that is the another way of dealing. But when it comes to equals, that is the most effect because so this is the most toughest part to deal with equals because we have to serve them. So because there we can develop deep humility, and because the relationship with equals is less extent uh, obligation for us. But the secret of spiritual life is uh, to learn to volunteer to make myself dependent on devotees and those whom I can uh, trust. So I should feel this dependency, which is of course a little tough, but still we can try. So so when I communicate with equals at the same time, learn to depend on equals, learn to listen from them, communicate with them, and then uh, what happens is our false ego actually begins to crumble. So there is some shift in my heart. So when I consciously put myself in such a position and began to depend on equals, learns to something, the miracle happens. And Krishna is rejoicing. So, and Krishna is delighted. He begins to uh, change our heart. So relationship with peers, with others is very important. With because uh, like wife serves the husband, husband serves the wife, mother serves the children, and father serves the child. But when people serve, uh, then relationship here. So relationship with equals also comes when we render service to them. So that's how the relationship will appear. If I want relationship, I have to serve. And what happens is then we win the heart of the people around, and there is something changing. What is changing? Our false ego. So this is the most important part because all the problems in spiritual life is because of false ego only. So false ego is cracking, breaking into pieces. So therefore, it is important for us to somehow try to understand all. And now we'll come to. So it all starts with uh, despair. So like spiritual life, no? What is spiritual life? It is actually killing of our ego. We don't want to kill our ego. We want to ban our ego. Arjuna is telling kill all these people. Basically, Krishna is telling kill your ego, and Arjuna is very reluctant. No, he feels that I need to Arjuna is killing. Krishna want Arjuna to kill is false ego only. And so till now I was uh, just a minute. I'm trying to share the screen. Like this now. It's in class. Just a minute. I'm just sharing the screen. So here we are seeing yesterday that this is a very important instruction. Where he's telling, my dear Lord, now here to offer gift and to so just go to the translation. So Guru Maharaj is saying, my dear, you are the best of the demigods who can. So he's not asking for any benediction from the Lord in terms of material things. He says that because these things are available even for in all situations, like in all pieces of life. So first thing, my cursor is giving some trouble. Yeah, you are the best of the demigods who can offer benediction. Why? Therefore, should any learned person ask you for benedictions meant for living entities bewildered by modes of mental nature, such benedictions are available even to entities suffering in hellish conditions. My dear Lord, you can certainly do mercy to existence, but you do not wish to have such a benediction. So He says there are different kinds of benedictions according to person's demand. So, so Lord is able to give everybody according to uh, their uh, their requirements. It's powerful to do it. And he says that nakamaye na tadapyaham kachit na yatra yushmat charana bhujam mahattamay adam kachuto visuddha karnayita yeshamera. So I don't want even liberation also. This liberation. Uh, oh. Now you are able to hear me. So I do not wish to have even liberation because liberation is actually for uh, to free from suffering. So this is also anytime we are asking for free from suffering is a desire for liberation to some extent. So we should all ask for service. This is the most important understanding. So people are very intense in their practice, but the purpose is to free from suffering of the Lord. So we are happy, we are very intensely practicing, but the purpose is also should be very clear. The purpose should be to be to not to just really serve the Lord. So anytime if you see some people are asking, okay, help me get out of this. Yes, but why you want to I'll serve the Lord? I want good health so that I serve the Lord nicely. I want to be free from the problems and my so that I can serve the Lord. I want to be free from the obligations and family life so that I can serve the Lord. So purpose is to serve. And then it says, my dear Lord, you are glorified by the selected verses uttered with great personalities. Such glorifications of your lotus feet is just like saffron particles. When the transcendental vibration from the mouths of great devotees carry the aroma of saffron dust of your lotus feet, the forgetful living entities gradually embrace his eternal relationships with you. Devotees thus gradually come to the right conclusion about the value of life. My dear Lord, I therefore do not need any other benedictions but the opportunity to hear from the mouth of your pure devotees. What happens is that from the devotees, the heart is started changing for us. Then we will not entangle this little world. Our entanglement is because of hearing from who we are hearing. If you are hearing from your social media, Instagram, YouTube, then our desire, which is the way to manage our psyche, and it's the way to increase our material desire and completely get entangled in this metal world is to watch shorts, YouTube shorts and Instagram shorts. That is the best way to manage. I'm sorry because I am here at some service, so there will be problem in between. So anyway, so the point is hearing is the problem. Like Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita second chapter also, Yamimam Pushpitam Vacham Prabhavan Devipashchitaha Vedavadharata Partha Nanyatastiti Vadinaha Kamatmana Swargaparam Janmalabha Parapara. So there also he tells the same reason. Arjuna, you are behaving in a particular way, and why people are doing certain things. The main reason is because they are hearing too much. They are hearing from the Vedas, and now we are hearing from the social media platform. So common thing is hearing. That time there was these advertisements in the Vedas, and now the advertisements are in the there are advertisements in the Instagram and social media. So there is not much difference. So, but if we are hearing from pure devotees, then that desire will come. So whomever we are hearing, that is what we are becoming. So it is important that we hear from proper personalities. So here he is telling Prithu Maharaj, I want to hear from devotees. That's all. I don't want to do anything else other than hearing. So, and it is explained in this previous verse that Prabhupada is writing, one has to hear glorification of Lord from the mouth of a pure devotee. This is further explained here. The transcendental vibration from the mouth of a pure devotee is so powerful that it can revive the living entity's memory of his relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In our material existence, under the influence of illusory Maya, we have almost forgotten our relationship with the Lord. Exactly like a man sleeping very deeply who forgot his duties. In the Vedas, it is said that every one of us is sleeping under the influence of Maya. We must get up from this slumber and engage in the right service. For thus, we can properly utilize the facility of this human form of life. As expressed in a song by Thakur Bhaktivinoda, Lord Chaitanya says, Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago. The Lord asks every sleeping living entity to get up and engage in devotional service so that his mission in human form of life may be fulfilled. This awakening voice comes through the mouth of a pure devotee. You see, pure devotee, when they speak, we wake up to the reality. So, pure devotee always engages in service of Lord, taking shelter of his lotus feet, and therefore he has a direct connection with the saffron mercy particles that are strewn over the lotus feet of the Lord. So, what happens is because the pure devotee is meditating on Krishna, he is connected to the lotus feet of the Lord. So, at the lotus feet of Lord are the saffron dust particles. So, when a devotee is speaking, the saffron dust particles from the lotus feet of the Lord will enter into our heart. That's what it is. The pure devotee always engages service of taking shelter of his lotus feet, and therefore has a direct connection with the saffron mercy particles that are strewn on the lotus feet of Lord. Although, when a pure devotee speaks, the articulation of his voice may resemble the sound of material sky. The voice is spiritually very powerful because it touches the particle of the saffron dust of Lord, the feet of Lord. As soon as a sleeping living entity hears the powerful voice emanating from the mouth of pure devotee, he immediately remembers his eternal relationship with Lord. Although up till until that moment, he has forgotten everything. That's why, for a conditioned soul, therefore, it is important to hear from the mouth of a pure devotee. So everything is actually very systematic. Nothing is actually uh, very sentimental. So it is very important for us to hear and who is fully surrendered unto the lotus feet of Lord without any material desire and speculative knowledge or contamination of modes of material nature. Every one of us in Kali Yuga, because we have engaged in the service of this material world, forgotten our relationship with Lord, and that's why we have to hear and from pure devotees, especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gives this. We have to hear from uh, one who stays in this position of life. It does not matter what he is. Thane stuta stutigatam. So you just have to render service. Hearing is the stutigatam. Just hear and glorify the Lord in whatever state you are. So that is the best thing you can do. My dear highly glorified Lord. Pratmarasya next shloka. If one is in the association of pure devotees, here even once the glories of your activities, he does not, unless he is nothing but an animal, give up the association of devotees. For no intelligent person would be so careless as to leave their association. The perfection of chanting and hearing about your glories was accepted even by the goddess of fortune, who desires to hear of your unlimited activities and transcendental glories. So, Prabhupada is telling the association of devotees, Arya Sangam, is the most important factor of this world. The word Arya refers to those who are advanced spiritually. In the history of human race, the Arya family is considered to the most elevated community in the world because it adopts the Vedic civilization. The Aryan family is distributed all over the world and is known as Indo-Aryan. In prehistoric days, all the members of the Aryan family followed the Vedic principles, therefore, they became spiritually advanced. The kings, known as Rajashis, were so perfectly educated as Kshatriyas or protector of citizens, and so greatly advanced in spiritual life that there was no a bit of trouble from the citizens. The glorification of Supreme Lord can be very much appreciated by Aryan family. Although there is no bar for others, the members of Aryan family very quickly catch the essence of spiritual life. How is it that we are finding it very easy to spread Krishna consciousness among Europeans and Americans? History repeats that the Americans and Europeans provide their capabilities when there was anxious to expand colonialization. At the present time, being contaminated by the advance of material science, their sons and grandsons are turning into reprobate. This is due to their having lost their original spiritual culture, which is Vedic civilization. Presently, these descendants of the Aryan family are taking this Krishna conscious movement very seriously. Others who are associating with them and hearing and chanting Hare Krishna mantra from the lips of a pure devotee, also becoming captivated by hearing the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra from the lips of a pure devotee, and are become captivated by the transcendental vibration. Transcendental vibrations are very much effective when chanted among Aryans, but even though one does not belong to Aryan family, he will become Vaishnava simply by hearing the Mahamantra because the vibrations are great influence over everyone. Ayul Prabhupada is accepting this theory about the Aryan, Indo-Aryan, prehistoric. When that does not. But basically, what he's telling is that they have these roots. So whole world is actually Vedic culture. That is why it is happening. And one nice point Prabhupada is telling is that here, uh, although there was no bar for others, the members of Aryan family very quickly catch the essence of spiritual life. History reports that Americans and Europeans proved their capabilities when they were anxious to spread colonization, but at the present time being contaminated with advanced medicine. So they were very powerful purposely for colonizations, but now it is not. And Prabhupada writing, Prithumar is very emphatic in this connection. Only an animal can give up the practice of chanting Hare Krishna. Those who are not animals but actual intelligent, advanced human civilization men cannot give up this practice of continually chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Actually, I am doing some service to Maharaj, so it is becoming difficult for me to uh, take the classes. But still, I am trying. So that's why there is so much disturbance in between. Means I am feeling a little embarrassed to speak in front of Maharaj. Maharaj is in next room, so I'm feeling a little embarrassed to give a class when Maharaj is there. So that's the reason things are becoming tough. Still, I will try, but otherwise, it'll be it will become a big long gap if I stop giving class. So he says, now I wish to engage in the service of lotus feet of Supreme Lord and to serve just like the goddess of fortune who carries a lotus flower in her hand, and because his lordship, the Supreme Lord, is reservoir of all transcendental qualities. I am afraid the goddess of fortune and I would quarrel because both of us would be attentively engaged in the same service. So, and then Prabhupada is a very big purport. He says here, uh, Lord is addressed as Akhila Purushottama, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord of the entire creation. Purusha means the enjoyer, and Uttama means the best. These are There are different kinds of Purushas or enjoyers within the universe. Generally, they can be divided into three classes: those who are conditioned, those who are liberated, those who are eternal. In the Vedas, Supreme Lord is called Supreme Eternal of all eternals, Nityo Nityana. But the Supreme Personality of God and living entities are eternal. The Supreme Eternal are the Vishnu Tattvas. So Nitya refers to the Supreme Personality of God, it beginning from Krishna to Mahavishnu, Narayana and other expansions of Lord Krishna. As stated in Brahma Samhita, Ramadi Murtishu. There are millions and trillions of expansions of Lord Vishnu as Rama, Narasimha, Varaha, and other incarnations. All of them are called eternals. Now, the word mukta refers to living entities who never come within this material world. The Baddhas are those living entities who are almost eternally living within the material world. The Baddhas are struggling very hard within this material world to become free from the threefold miseries of material nature and to enjoy life, whereas the Muktas are already liberated. They never come into the material world. Lord Vishnu is the master of this material world, and there is no question of being controlled by material nature. Consequently, Lord Vishnu is addressed here as Purushottama, the best of all living entities, namely Vishnu Tattva and Jiva Tattva. It is great offense, therefore, to compare Lord Vishnu and Jiva Tattva or consider them on an equal level. The Mayavadi philosophers equalize the Jivas and Supreme Lord and consider them to be on one, but that is the greatest offense to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Here in the material world, we have practical experience that a superior person is worshipped by an inferior one. Similarly, Purushottama, the greatest supreme personality of God, Krishna or Vishnu, He is always worshipped by others. Prithu Maharaj therefore decided to engage in service of lotus feet of Lord. Prithu Maharaj considered to be an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, but he is always a Shaktavesh incarnation. He is called Shaktavesh incarnation. Another significant word is this verse is Gunalayam, which refers to Vishnu as a reservoir of all transcendental qualities. The Mayavada philosophers take the absolute truth to be nirguna, without qualities, in accordance with the impersonalistic views, but actually the Lord is a reservoir of all good qualities. One of the most important qualities of the Lord is his inclination to his devotees, for which he is called Bhaktavatsala. The devotees are always very much inclined to render service unto the lotus feet of Lord, and Lord is also very much inclined to accept loving service from his devotees. In that exchange of service, there are many transcendental transactions, which are called transcendental qualities activities. Some of the transcendental qualities of Lord are that he is omniscient, omnipresent, all pervading, all powerful, the cause of all causes, the absolute truth, the reservoir of all pleasure, the reservoir of all knowledge, the all auspicious, and so on. Now comes the important. The Prithu desire to serve the Lord with the goddess of fortune, but this desire does not mean that he was situated on the platform of Madhuri Rasa. The goddess of fortune is engaged in the service of Lord in the rasa of Madhurya, conjugal. Although her position is in the chest of the Lord, the goddess of fortune in her position as a devotee takes pleasure in serving the lotus feet of Lord. Putmara is thinking only of the lotus feet of the Lord because he is on the platform of Dasarasa or servitorship. From the next verse, we learn that Pruthumara was thinking of goddess of fortune as a universal mother, Jagan Mata. Consequently, there was no question of competition with her on the platform of the rasa. Nevertheless, he feared that she might take offense at his engaging in the service of the Lord. This suggests that he is in the absolute world. There is sometimes competition between servitors in service of the Lord, but such competition is without malice. In Vaikuntha world, if a devotee excels in the service of Lord, others do not become envious of his excellent service, but rather aspire to come to the platform of that service. Uh, we will try to do this tomorrow. Maybe we'll be able to complete this 35. Okay, thank you all very much. I'm really sorry I'm not able to take properly because of services.